Hey Foreverlies, it is just Maddie in this video. Today we've got a bit of a beauty guru setup because I just did film a makeup video. This is a sheet on my wall. I never thought this would be something that I would share on the internet. It's very personal and probably one of the hardest things I've gone through in my life. Today I'm going to be talking about my story with trichotillomania. If you saw the title, I pull out my own hair. It's called trichotillomania. I'm like pretty much recovered, but sometimes I do still get some urges, and I will talk about that later in the video. Dictionary definition of it is a disorder that involves your current irresistible urges to pull out body hair. It is classified as an impulse disorder and a BFRD, I believe. BFRB, I don't know, body focused repetitive disorder. There's nothing that people really knew about trichotillomania when I was diagnosed. It was kind of like new territory because people were finally starting to explore mental illness and what it means. It was in, I believe, 2009 when I was diagnosed. I was about 7 years old. So probably 2010 actually, because I was born in 2003. As a child, I had really bad anxiety. And I remember so distinctively that my family started talking about making wishes on eyelashes and how if you lose an eyelash, you get to make a wish on it. So I'm like, oh my gosh, I need more wishes. Little 7-8-year-old me. And so I would just like yank on my eyelashes, try to get one out, and I would make a wish on it. And this turned into an addiction. I would pull out my eyelashes all the time. Sometimes I wouldn't even make wishes on them. I would just pull them out just because it became something that I did repetitively and obsessively. No one really knew in my family why I was pulling out my eyelashes. Everybody was just kind of confused. And I did have anxiety pretty severely, so they just thought it was related with that. I ended up pulling out all my eyelashes, and I started pulling out my hair. I had no eyelashes on my eyes. They were completely bald. I'll insert a picture of me when I didn't have eyelashes right here. Top lid and bottom lid were both bald. I would pick at my eyebrows, I would pick at my hair, I would pick at my legs. It was just horrible. I just felt so insecure because hair is such like a social norm. Like you get to have like pretty hair, pretty eyelashes, pretty eyebrows if you're a girl. And I didn't have any eyelashes. So I was really an outcast because of that. I didn't know why I was pulling out my hair. I just knew that it was like a stress relief for me. It was like I had an itch, like a really bad itch, and that itch couldn't be relieved unless I pulled out my hair. I know how it sounds. It sounds crazy, but that's really how it felt. So I would just yank out my hair. I wouldn't yank out like the pieces that were just normal. I would look for like little textured pieces. So I had curly hair, so I would just kind of look like on the top of my head is where I would pull out my hair. And I had like some really textured pieces, and I would pull those out. And it got to the point where I had bald spots all over my head. So I had to wear my hair like always in weird styles like this so no one could see my bald spots. I was in 4th grade when I started getting bald spots. No, I was in 3rd grade when I started getting bald spots, and I had no eyelashes. I was very confused, and I didn't know why I was doing this to myself. So I was still in 3rd grade when this started, so I didn't really get to experience any bullying yet. Because the little kids, sometimes they would ask like, why don't you have eyelashes? And I would be like, I don't know. Because we were still little kids. We didn't really have that judgment in our hearts. We're just like, okay, you don't have eyelashes, cool. We're still friends, like, got a cool personality, you know? So in 4th grade, I moved back to Texas, and I still had no eyelashes, still had bald spots all over my head. I still would pick up my eyebrows, legs, all that. And I discovered eyeliner. I would run eyeliner in my waterline on my top and bottom lashes. I would do it really thick, picture right here, and I would kind of like, that made me feel better about myself because I looked it looked like I looked bald with no eyelashes because it just kind of like took away so much color from my face. So it really boosted my confidence when I was able to start wearing eyeliner. And my mom let me wear eyeliner when I was in 4th grade. I was diagnosed in 4th grade as well, I believe, back in Arizona. We went to a counselor and I started talking to her about the urges and how I would pull out my own hair and eyelashes and how I had no eyelashes, and that's when I was officially diagnosed. So when we moved back to Texas, we knew that I had this, and we knew that it was real and I couldn't control it, not fully at least. And my mom was like, okay, you can wear makeup. Like, if that's what makes you feel better, you can wear makeup. And that's when I fell in love with makeup. But that's a whole different story. I started going to school and I was the weird kid because I would have anxiety attacks. I would run out of the classroom. I would always make a scene. I'd always be in the principal's office. And I didn't have eyelashes, and I was just always weird and shaky. And these other kids, like, they're finally starting to like realize, like, this chick doesn't have any eyelashes and she has bald spots on her head. And that's just, I kind of felt judged everywhere I went, because I just remember people would just look at me. I've always been like, there's always been something that just made people like drawn towards me just judgmentally. Like, when I was younger, it would be anxiety and trichotillomania, and when I got older, it began to be my teen pregnancy. So I was judged a lot, and I still didn't have eyelashes. I still had bald spots. I moved on to 6th grade, and that's when the bullying really started. People would make fun of me. They'd call me baldy. People would ask all the time, why don't you have eyelashes? And I finally told people, like, hey, I have trichotillomania. I pulled them out. And then it got around the school. I just remember it constantly. People would just be like studying my face, like looking, why don't you have eyelashes? Why do you have bald spots on your head? Are you crazy? So obviously word got out, and I started getting bullied really bad. I still had friends, but a lot of people would give me a very hard time about my trichotillomania. And I didn't make any improvements at all, and I moved on to 7th grade. But this year I decided I'm gonna tell everybody I do have eyelashes. I'm gonna wear fake eyelashes. So I would get these huge strip lashes, and I would apply them every morning before I went to school, and I would just wear those and say, I do have eyelashes, I don't know what you're talking about. And everybody would make fun of me, and then I got the nickname eyelashes, falsies, crap like that. People made fun of everything I did in middle school. People would come up to me and try to rip them off. People would just be horrible to me about it. And I don't know why someone's outward physical appearance could cause them to be bullied, because I was a cool person, honestly. Like, I might have been a little bit like, I had really bad anxiety, but I was still like a good, cool person. I was nice. So 7th grade year progresses, and I'm still being bullied, and some stuff happened. I had a suicide attempt at the end of my 7th grade year, and I was hospitalized. Things started getting better after that. It was just kind of like, I felt like my life was going uphill. I was so happy. Being in a mental hospital was one of the best things that's ever happened for me. It sounds crazy, but I made really good friends there, and they got me on the right medicine, they got me the right coping skills, they equipped me with the right things to go into the world and tackle life. And maybe I'll do a story time one day about how I was in a psychiatric hospital for a while, and I don't know, that's just like a really hard story for me to tell. So I don't know when or if I'll be telling that, but I don't know. I just know I get these DMs when I do tell stories like these, and be like, people say, I finally found someone I can relate to, you've helped me so much. And that's just like, I live for that, honestly. Obviously, like, I live for a lot of other things, but it just makes me so happy when I'm able to help someone, even if they're like on the other side of the world. So I ended up growing my eyelashes back over the summer, and I went to school first day of 8th grade. I was a cool big 8th grader, and I had eyelashes. the picture right here, I was still a little funny looking. But I had eyelashes and I was so happy. I remember the first day of school I went in and everybody was like, are you wearing fake eyelashes? I'm like, nope, these are all mine, baby. And everybody was just so happy for me and I was just so happy. And that was just like, I feel like that was one of the primes of my childhood in 8th grade when I was doing very well mentally. I still had anxiety attacks, but when it came to trichotillomania, I had all my eyelashes and I was so happy. I ended up obviously keeping my eyelashes, but I ended up getting pregnant. And with a lot of people, hormones can increase trichotillomania symptoms. It just got really bad for me and I started getting bald spots on my eyes again. I ended up, it was just my eyelashes at the time, just a little bit of my hair, but not enough to actually leave a significant enough like bald spot. I ended up yanking out quite a bit of my eyelashes. Finally, towards my 3rd trimester, it got better. I got some fake nails and they made it harder for me to pull out my eyelashes. If you do have trichotillomania and it's mainly like eyebrows and eyelashes, get fake nails. Get acrylics. They help me so much. Like, whenever I feel like an episode of pulling coming on or like there's a stressor in my life, I just get me some acrylics and I've had these for a while. They just kind of like help me not pull out my eyelashes or eyebrows. I do consider myself recovered, but at the same time it never really goes away. It's just kind of like anxiety. You can push it off to the side, you can say, hey, I'm recovered, and you can be doing really well. You can not pull out your hair for like a year, but it's still going to be there regardless. You're still going to have those urges because that is something that just kind of like sticks with you. It doesn't really go away, but it does get a lot better. So after that, I ended up growing out my eyelashes again. They were back. I didn't pull them out anymore. I think that's the cause of me starting to pull again, was just stress, anxiety, and hormones. So I got those back and I was very happy at the place I was in life. And then I made the choice to pluck my eyebrows because I had kind of thick eyebrows, not really thick, but I just wanted like a little bit of an arch, and I started plucking my eyebrows. So I just kind of like, this is gonna sound really weird, but when you have trichotillomania, the new growths are what you want to pull out. Like, you don't want to pull out just like long hair. You want to pull out like the short new growths. So I started pulling picking out my eyebrows quite a bit, just like this area. If I were to take off my makeup, it's just really red and irritated right here, just because whenever I'm stressed out, I do tend to pick at it. But I just remember I would just sit in front of my mirror, the close-up mirror, and just pull out all the new growths I could find, and it was just like such a stress relief. I just felt like it's literally an addiction. It's literally an addiction. You have to it's a habit. It takes 20 days to make it or break it. You just gotta keep, like, even one day could ruin like your good streak, because you'll just kind of like go back to it, you know. And it's crazy because it kind of brings me back to my stage where I was just kind of like that weird chick that was bullied, because I just sit in front of my close-up mirror and tweeze out my eyebrows, and it's funny because it's such a stress relief. Like, I just feel like it's like really tense at first, like a closed fist before I pull out an eyebrow. It sounds so weird, I know. It's just like a closed fist, super tense, and then once it's out, it's just like release. It's kind of like it releases endorphins for people with trichotillomania. And I am really scared to share this. I honestly don't even know if I'm posting this, because this is not something that's common. This is not something a lot of people struggle with. But I know people do struggle with this. And I want to be able to share that. I want to share my struggles. And I want you to know that I do struggle, but I also don't want people to start bullying me again. So I'm kind of scared to put this up, honestly. But you know what? I'm still going to put it up. I want to be able to help people. So yeah, I do pick out my eyebrows quite a bit, and this is something that's still going on to this day, especially since I've had so much stress in my life. I just kind of, at least I don't pick at my eyelashes anymore. Sometimes I'll occasionally like pick at the top of my head. I don't really like pull out hair though. But I do pick at my eyebrows still. And I mean, I'm very proud at where I am in my recovery. But I mean, it's still there, obviously, and I'm still recovering. I mean, I'm human. I've still got a long ways to go. I definitely need to get back into some therapy or something to help me recover more, because obviously sitting in front of a mirror and making my eyebrows bleed trying to dig out little hairs is not healthy. Like, literally, I'll pick at it until it bleeds. Like, I'll just have like blood all under my eyebrow just because I'm trying to get like one tiny little hair out. It's crazy. I know if you don't struggle with this and you're watching this, you probably think I'm a psychopath, but I swear I'm not. It's just like biting your nails. It's different, and I am hoping not to get too much judgment or backlash from this video. I think that's about my story. I've talked a lot in my previous videos about how I have trichotillomania, but I never fully told my story about how I've struggled with it and how it has affected me. So hopefully y'all enjoyed this video. I'm really happy that I was able to tell my story, because this is like one of the videos that I've been dreading to make. Like, I really did not want to film because it's just really embarrassing for me, and it was just such a sensitive part of my life, and it has ruled a lot of my life. So that is going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you would like to see more on this subject, let me know. I don't know if the comments are going to be on or off on this video. YouTube has been very weird about that lately, but comment if you would like more on this topic. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I hope y'all don't think I'm weirder than you already do. If you are struggling with trichotillomania, it gets better. I promise. I promise. You'll make it through this. Thank you for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. Turn on my post notifications, because I feel like YouTube has kind of like shadow blocked me because no one's been seeing my videos. That's the tea. So I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.